see the birds.
Three little birdies on my doorstep. Yeah, you're able to see them right through
They
here.
need to get in the camera.
Yeah. So, yeah, when so Karen,
This
Bosch
is like
wants
so
to know when
scaled
she's
back
coming
for
up.
us. Well, why don't we have you sing for like our
Is this all happening at the beginning?
It's like, so do you need a chair,
That's it,
or
right?
are you sitting?
I was sitting with
No,
David
you
and the
can-
boys, but I'm happy to. I just.
Okay,
There's
Barb,
the-
When should I
need
come
over our
Okay. What do you sing good night song?
Yeah, we do. Karen has it.
Okay.
All right.
So
Yeah, Barb can use my card.
Oh, it's 3:30.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
We can wait a couple minutes. Shabbat shalom, shana tova.
wait, so it's what would be a cue for me?
Hi, Steve.
Or should I just? Is there something?
Well, I
I
was
don't
thinking,
know?
Of course,
Barb
this is
has
you
the
again.
complete.
Okay.
Um,
And should I start?
well, you're going to use that one.
Right. Should I start? Up
If
here,
you
though, or-
want, I mean, we're starting with some of the silly kids. But you can, well, you're welcome to
Okay.
join us, right?
Or-
I mean, we're starting with that Hine Macho and apples.
So what would be a cue that for me to come back on? Because I don't think I'll.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you grab one of those, so you'll see it, it's out there.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, so we're just sort of following the order of that.
Okay,
And, yeah, so when we are near Bar.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right.
I just need to tune my guitar and then we can start. Yeah. Oh, it's the last thing that's got to be done. I've got too much stuff in my pocket, so don't lose room. I know that, but take 30 seconds to make sure my guitar is in tune.
Anyone get any naps in?
It is way out of tune.
Yeah, we did too, actually. We did too.
Nope, we're not ready. Test, test. We are not ready. We're not ready. No, we're not ready at all.
Rachel wants to say hi to Reed, my brother.
My birthday's tomorrow and I got my ears.
Happy birthday, Mazel Tov, L'Shana Tova. Those are all wonderful
She's
things.
going to go on a hike in the Hell Reservation for her birthday.
Yay! That's great. I love it.
You want to sit in your own chair?
Yeah, just go in there. Okay, here we go. This is real simple. I sing and you quietly sing back. L'Shana Tova. E-O. 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 O-O. It's that easy. E-O. E-O. How great it is for brothers and sisters to hang out on this day. How great it is for brothers and sisters to hang out on this day.
So we're going to give you a page number. If you're in our photocopy, it's the first page, but it says 168. So if you're watching us live stream and you have the electronic link, you can go all the way to the back, page 168. And if you're here with us on Sunday mornings for our Shorshim Religious program, you already know the words. How good it is to be together.
E-O. 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 הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. How great it is for brothers and sisters to hang out on this day. הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבת אחים גם יחד. How great it is for brothers and sisters to hang out on this day.
Rabbi Michael, what day is it?
It's Shabbat.
It is Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Is it also Saturday?
It's also Saturday.
Is it anything else?
No, I don't think so.
That's it?
That's about it. No, wait! It's Rosh Hashana today. It's the new year.
It is the first of Tishrei, 5781. Happy New Year, everyone. Shana Tova. We're going to bring in the new year with some singing, some quiet singing for all of you. Although if you're joining us from home, you can sing out as loud as you want at home. And we're going to pray a little bit, so hopefully you have a copy of our special machzor for the new year, as well as the electronic link at home. And you can, if you're here with us, turn to the very back side, and we're on page 173. A little song about the special food that we get to eat on Rosh Hashana, apples and honey.
honey for the sweet new year. Apples and honey for the sweet new year. A good new year. A sweet, good new year. A sweet year. Apples and honey for a sweet new year.
Should we try it in Hebrew?
Yeah, let's do it in Hebrew too. It's a lot easier in Hebrew. Wow. So we sing Tapuchim Udvash LeRosh Hashana. Tapuchim Udvash LeRosh Hashana. Tapuchim Udvash LeRosh Hashana. Shana Tova, Shana Umetuka. Shana Tova, Shana Umetuka. Tapuchim Udvash LeRosh Hashana. Tapuchim Udvash LeRosh Hashana.
We're going to sing one other warm-up song to make sure we are really ready to bring in the new year. And that song has to do with birthdays. Now, I just heard that we have a birthday tomorrow, actually. Yes, happy birthday over there. Anyone else have a birthday today or tomorrow or yesterday? Okay. Well, today is the world's birthday, so we're going to wish happy birthday to our world. And this is amazing for those of us who are outside because we can look all around. We can see the big sky, we can see the trees and the sun, and we can really celebrate our world. So we're going to sing happy birthday to our world. The Hebrew is Yom Huledet Sameach.
Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Happy birthday to the world. Happy birthday to the world. Happy birthday to the world. Happy birthday to the world.
All right, yes, and you can definitely dance. No restrictions on dancing, so dance away. We're
Can
going to
I-
read
can I
together. We can clap too. Yes, we
Can
can
I
also
snap?
Clap. We can snap, yeah.
I'm still working on that.
Yeah, I know. And we know it's a little uncomfortable with the mask on, but snapping, clapping is all good. So let's read together on page 62. And if you're someone who doesn't read yet, that's okay. Your parents or grandparents who are here with you can help you out. So you can join with me. Today is the beginning of a new Jewish year. Like many beginnings, a new year brings hope and excitement. Today is also a holy day, a day to celebrate God's creation of the world, a day to say thank you to God for the world God has created for us. Like many beginnings, we enter the year with new hopes and new emotions, with hopes that we will do our best to make this year a good one, with hopes that this year will bring us more love, more health, and more peace. We'll turn to page 76 for our call to prayer. We're so excited to have Batya, Illinois, with us. Batya has been singing with us throughout our High Holy Days. Batya is studying to be a rabbi. She's in her 4th year of rabbinical school. How exciting is that? And she's going to be helping us sing. So we're going to, if you can, we're going to stand up so that we can really be called to prayer and say we are here and awake and ready. And we're going to just start with some lie, lie, lie. page 79, Baruch Atah Adonai, Yotzer Hamelrot. Blessed are you, Adonai, who creates all the lights around us. And we'll join in Shema Yisrael as we think about God's oneness all around us, inside of us, connecting us together. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. You can find your seats, and we're going to chant a little bit of Hebrew together on page 84, words from the Torah that speak about love, because I see some of our Hebrew school students here. So as we're chanting, you can also think about maybe something you love about a member in your family. And after we're done chanting in Hebrew, you can whisper something that you love about them. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובמלאכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. So think about the word ve'ahavta, you shall love. Take a minute to tell someone next to you what you love about them. On page 86, we're going to sing Micha Mocha, that same special High Holy Day melody, the same melody that we just sang. For our call to prayer, we'll add these words that celebrate our freedom. Micha Mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha nedar v'kodesh, Norah tehilot oseh Thank you so much, Batya, for sharing your voice with us. Let's all read together on page 87. Micha Mocha is a prayer for walking and doing as we celebrate crossing through the Red Sea. And let's read these words that remind us about what we are standing for this year. During the holiest days of our year, we renew our promise to stand up for what is right. We will not stand with our feet frozen to the ground and our arms limp by our sides. We will not stay silent when our voice is needed. We will not hide, we will not walk away. When people are sad, we will comfort them. When people are mean, we will stop them. When someone is hungry, we will feed them. When someone is cold, we will find them shelter. When there are tears, we will dry them. When there are hopes, we will support them. We know how slavery and sadness feel. We renew our promise this day to not stand idly by when others are suffering. We renew our promise this day to bring all people in our song of freedom. And we say on page 90, Adonai sefatai tivtachu fi agid tehilatecha. Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. This special section of our service, we add words that ask God to remember us. Rosh Hashana is called by different names, our New Year, and also Yom HaZikaron, a day of memory. You know what's exciting? Like some of you here are just starting to have memories, right? Is that an exciting thing? I I know. Think back to how old you were, how far back you can remember your first memory. So memories help make each of our lives special. By the way, if you're an older student here or at home, page 91 is kind of an interesting reading about why we sit and stand so much at services. I'll invite you to read that on your own. So we're going to sing on page 94 this special song about memory. Page 100, we're going to say 3 words together that are really important words, and at this moment we think about this big book of our lives. By the way, quick show of hands, how many of you like to read stories or have stories read to you? I know. As a Jewish people, we especially love stories. We especially love the Torah and lots of books. And on Rosh Hashana, we talk about the book of our life. And we say that there are these 3 things that can help us write our stories. And so you can join with me on the bottom of the page. These words are utshuva, utfilah, utzdaka. Through return to the right path, through prayer and through righteous giving, we can earn a new page in the book of life and write a better story in the new year. All right, so we're going to sing a little song about teshuva, tefillah, tzedakah, turning, prayer, and tzedakah, doing righteous deeds. You can find the words on page 170. If you're here with us, it's just your second to last page, 170. And we're going to need your help for this, especially the part that sounds a little bit more like just a chant, not a big song. And this song will help us remember these 3 important words. And if you were here with us last year, you may remember this. Rosh Hashana, head of the year. Rosh Hashana, head of the year. Rosh Hashana, head of the year. We're so glad that everybody's here. Teshuva, tefillah, tzedakah. Teshuva, tefillah, tzedakah. Teshuva, tefillah, tzedakah. Teshuva, tefillah, tzedakah. On Rosh Hashana, it's the start of everything. A brand new year, make it fresh, let freedom ring. We blow the shofar to wake the slumbering. Alive, awake, alert is how it goes, and so we sing. Rosh Hashana, head of the year. Rosh Hashana, head of the year. Rosh Hashana, head of the year. We're so glad that everybody's here. Shuva, tefillah, tzedakah. Teshuva, tefillah, tzedakah. Teshuva, tefillah, tzedakah. Teshuva, tefillah, tzedakah. Teshuva means to return, to find your way. Tefillah means talk to God, it means to pray. Tzedakah means charity, give it away. On Rosh Hashana, this is what we do, and so we say, Rosh Hashana, head of the year. Rosh Hashana, head of the year. Rosh Hashana, head of the year. We're so glad that everybody's here. One more time. Teshuva, tefillah, tzedakah. Teshuva, tefillah, tzedakah. Teshuvah, tefillah, tzedakah. Teshuvah, tefillah, tzedakah. On page 107, we want to invite you to take a moment for your own little private family prayer. And you can read the words if you'd like. There's some words that children can say to their parents and words that parents can say to their children, or you can just take a moment to whisper your own thoughts to God. Shared some good blessings with each other and to God. We're going to come back together on page 111 for a very special blessing, and within your own pods or within your homes, parents or grandparents, you can put your hands around your kids if you'd like, and we offer this very special blessing for shalom, for peaceful days ahead and peaceful nights as well.
May God bless you and may God keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May the light of the Holy One shine on you.
Adonai panav elecha
Be lifted up to you. Lifted up to you.
As it's getting a little cool here on our lot, to see some folks with blankets. Nice to wrap that around you. We're going to move into our Torah service, which means we're going to take the Torah out in just a moment. Gosh, since we've been doing services outdoors, I don't think we've had the Torah out yet. This is the first time our Torah's been outside. This is so exciting. We're going to start with Avinu Malkeinu on page 114, and if you can, we're going to stand at this time for, again, a special melody for these High Holy Days. So you can stand up, page 114.
Avinu Malkeinu, Anenu Vanenu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chonenu Vanenu, Ki ein banu masi, Asa imanu, Tzedakah
132 for our special song that the Torah is a tree of life. Now I'm going to take the Torah out. Normally we love at our kids services to do our Torah parade, but we're not going to do that today because we're kind of staying a little bit more distance. But I'm going to take the Torah out. If you want to kind of with your hand wave to the Torah or reach out virtually from your home or kind of give the Torah a kiss from afar, you can do that. And we'll sort of look at the Torah today.
Shalom, 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 shalom. It is a tree of life to those that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to those that hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, shalom, it's a tree. Shalom, 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 shalom,
All right, well, feel free to be seated. And yeah, if you need to stretch or dance a little bit to warm up, you can do that. So our Torah, even though we couldn't bring it out, we're going to bring you a story today. And on Rosh Hashana, we read from the very, very beginning of the Torah, from the story of creation. And again, those of us who are here, I want to invite you to take a look around. Again, we call the Torah a tree of life. Look at all the beautiful trees. And this story is a story from a long, long time ago of a king and a queen who loved birds. Now, one day, the most beautiful bird in the world flew into the kingdom. Now, the queen especially, she loved to walk outdoors around the palace and notice the flowers and the trees and the birds and all the beautiful things in creation. And if you listened really carefully in the palace, you could often hear birds chirping.
Wow, didn't even know that one.
The queen went out one day and she heard all the birds chirping, one after another. And the more birds she saw, the next one was more beautiful than the one before that. But out of the corner of the queen's eye, this one beautiful afternoon, the queen spotted the most beautiful bird in the world that had flown into the kingdom. Now, the queen immediately noticed this bird for its feathers. Its feathers were radiant and colorful, and the bird flew so swiftly and with great majesty. The queen realized that although she owned many riches and many beautiful things, she did not have the most beautiful bird in the world that had just flown into the kingdom. Now, she saw that the bird had perched itself atop a very, very high tree, and she thought to herself, perhaps I can capture this bird, and then I would truly have the most beautiful thing in the world. Well, she called out to her king to help, and together they stood atop a royal ladder, which of course is one of the tallest ladders in the world, that reached as high as it could, and still the king and queen could not reach this beautiful, colorful bird.
Can't reach me.
So the king ordered all the people of the kingdom to come out and help. First, the finest animal scientists, the ornithologists, came together, and they thought, and they created a device that would imitate the sounds of fellow birds, encouraging the beautiful bird to come down from the tree. They tried, but it did not work. The beautiful bird stayed up.
Come down from there. No.
And the people were still sad. So then the king's magicians created a spell to make the bird come down into the king's cage so that they could have this beautiful bird on their own. They tried and tried, but the spell did not work.
Doesn't work.
The bird stayed atop the tree. And we think the bird was even laughing a little bit at the people.
Ha ha, ha ha.
Well, the king approached all of the people and challenged them, let us join together and reach, forming a human ladder, placing the strongest people on the bottom and the next people on their backs and shoulders, and another level of people so that we can reach higher and higher and higher to the top of that tree to capture the bird. And that is what they did. Every single person in the kingdom, finally, the youngest, smallest child who was there, climbed on the backs and on the shoulders of all the people and all the members of the community, and finally got to the top of the human ladder, held up by the strength of her people, and she went to reach for the bird, and she reached and reached and reached. And that's where the story ends. I know. What? How could the story end there? There are so many possible ways that it could end. In fact, I want you to take just a moment and turn to someone who's sitting next to you and tell them what you think, how you think the story ended. Well, yeah, I mean, we still need the bird. All right, well, if we were in our sanctuary, you know how Rabbi Mike and I like to walk around the microphone, and we would love to hear all your answers, but we can't do that right now because we're seated too far apart and we don't want to ask you to shout. So if you think you have a great answer to that story, you can let me know after the service, or you can even send us a note, send us a little email, Rabbi Karen or Rabbi Micah at Temple Beth David. Let us know how you think the story should end. I'm going to tell you what one rabbi, Rabbi Karen Kadar, same name as me, we're reclaiming our name this year, how Rabbi Kadar suggests that this story ended. Now, she thinks that the story ended just like that, with the girl's arms stretched high, forever suspended in awe and wonder and amazement at this most beautiful bird in the world. Now, the girl knew that she could not capture the bird for herself, but paused in that moment so that all could appreciate its beauty. I hear some more birds out there. So I want you all to think about that for a moment, especially the adults here. On Rosh Hashana, and especially this year, we know there are a lot of challenges, but our message of the bird is that we can look out and appreciate what is beautiful in the world, what is still meaningful in the world, and that especially on this new year, we can hold that image in our minds and in our hearts, that image of beauty. And this year especially, as well, some of us are starting school, some of us are maybe learning to do new things at home, we are going to really need to keep reaching, because that's kind of what we're doing these days. And we come from a great tradition of reachers. I'll just tell you a few of them. Abraham and Sarah took a big reach, a big leap of faith in going to a new land. Moses reached out to cross the sea and to teach Torah to his people. And Miriam, his sister, held a timbrel in her hand and reached out and celebrated and rejoiced with her people. So this year, maybe we can even try to all put our hands up. We're going to keep reaching, and we're going to keep stretching, and we're going to keep growing, and we're going to take time to notice what is beautiful all around us.
Happy New Year.
All right, well, we have, are we singing or not?
Yeah.
We're going to sing one more song. You don't have the words, but You know, it's funny, one of you before our service even said to us, the rabbi said, good job, and we hadn't even started yet. So hopefully you think we're doing a good job. But we're actually going to sing one more song about the beauties of creation. Again, you don't have the words, but the refrain is good job, God. Because with everything God created, we say good job to God. It's amazing that we have this world, this air to breathe. And then after our last song, we're going to hear the shofar to make sure we're really awake for the new year. And then we're going to go inside and get warm.
As we sing this song, see if you can look around. See if you can see a lot of the things that we're singing about.
And our shofar blower, you're on deck, so get ready.
Oh, I see the trees swaying in the breeze, stand so tall with their roots down deep. They're such a special part of this world. Good job, God, I guess you knew that when you made trees, I'd like them too. Oh, I see the stars in the sky at night, like little magic glowing lights. They're such a special part of this world. So many creatures, large and small. I see the mountains so strong and wide. I like to climb to the other side. They're such a special part of this world. Good job, God, I guess you knew that when you made mountains, I'd like them too. Oh, I see the ocean so blue and deep. I guess that's where the fishies sleep. They're such a special part of this world. Good job, God, I guess you knew that when you made oceans, I'd like them too. All the slithering snakes and centipedes, the butterflies and the bumblebees, caterpillars and their cocoons, lions, tigers, and baboons. How about them upside down opossums? Good job, God, I think they're awesome. Good job, God, I guess you knew that when you made me, I'd like you to. Good job, God.
Good job, God. All right, well, we're going to ask you to stand one more time because it is time for our Rosh Hashana alarm clock, our call to the new year. We are on page 134, and actually, just kidding, we're on page 108, although if you're in our paper copy, they're next to each other. Page 108. Oh, in case you're wondering, we do still have our old books inside, but it didn't have an electronic link. So we made a quick switch so those who are watching from home could have the electronic book. Let's join in our blessing for hearing the shofar and Shehechianu, our blessing for first and for a new year. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lishmoa kol shofar. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. We thank you, God, for keeping us alive and bringing us to this season. Is Yona ready? Yona's ready. Okay, if you'd like, you can join us in saying the calls. Tekiah, Shivarim Trua. Tekiah, Shivarim, Teruah. All right, we're going to take a big breath to help Yona for our big Tekiah. Here we go. Tekiah Gedolah.
Go on.
Go off. All right, well, we're going to close out our service with our, this is like a Temple Beth David favorite. So our shofar song, yeah, you can dance. It's the new year. And yeah, after we sing, we don't have our usual apples and honey and challah or activities because we're just not staying around too long. But we do have a little drop of honey for everyone on your way out. All right, let's sing for our new year.
I like to hear the shofar blast, sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy New Year. Tekiah. I like to hear the shofar blast, sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy New Year. Shavarim. I like to hear the shofar blast, sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy New Year. Shavarim. Like to hear the shofar blast, sometimes slow and sometimes fast. I like to hear the shofar blast. Happy, happy, happy New Year. Happy, happy, happy New Year. Happy, happy, happy New Year.
Shana Tova, Shabbat Shalom. We are going to sing you out with a prayer for peace because we can always ask for more shalom. And if you're in the front rows, you can kind of stay with us a little bit longer and sing. And we're going to just start to ask those in the back. You can make your way out, get a little drop of honey. Yom Kippur Yeladim Children's Services are, I believe, at 1 o'clock, a little earlier. We're trying to sort of get before nap time, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, 1 o'clock on Yom Kippur, but all of our services are being live streamed. Just request the guest link. We would love to have you join us throughout our High Holy Days, and we're so glad you could celebrate with us. Shana Tova, everyone. Just wishing you a little bit of a sweeter year ahead. Shalom. Shalom.
shalom. Ya'aseh shalom.
Aleinu. Shana Tova.
May the one who makes peace bring
peace
peace down, bring it down. May the one who makes peace bring it, bring peace, bring it down. May the one who makes peace bring it down, bring peace, bring it down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace